First of all, I'm writing a script before I have filmed anything at all for this video. The idea I have in mind is that I'll be filming myself finishing art fight. I don't know if what's on camera will actually be the last attacks I do before art fight is done, but I honestly anticipate that it probably will be. I had 2 people attack me, and I've made it a goal every time I do art fight to revenge anyone who attacks me, so I'm assuming I'll be working on those as well as maybe a couple other attacks. I basically wanted to make a video just going over how art fight went for me personally this year, because it was honestly a much different experience from any other year I've participated in an art fight. I also just wanted to see if there's anything I can take away from this experience, or just finding an excuse to still talk about art fight, because I really do enjoy this art game every year. At the end of June, I figured I wasn't going to participate in art fight. I had just gotten done with an art challenge of filling my sketchbook in a month, which you should go watch by the way, and I figured I would be too tired to participate in something as grand as art fight can be. I saw posts from my mutual showing their teams and characters and sort of glossed over it, trying to ignore the itch I wanted to scratch, if you will. One of my friends told me about their plans for art fight, and I told her I didn't think I would be participating. I don't need to, I thought. Art fight isn't that fun. One day I was watching my favorite artist live stream. A certain artist I seem to mention in every video, Jinja Ninja OWO, or actually Ray, or June Gustin, or whatever other username I could be forgetting. They said that they were participating in an art fight this year, and I saw that and I went, fine, and I signed into my art fight account again. I've had somewhat unfortunate experiences with art fight in the past, and I think that might have been part of why I was apprehensive about joining this year. You see, in the 3 years previous, I established a certain pattern with art fight where I would do a drawing every single day for 1 to 2 weeks and then never open art fight again for the rest of the month. I didn't want to experience that form of burnout for the 4th year in a row, so I made the conscious choice to take it easy this time around, only participating when it was calling to me, and I kept my promises this year. My first attack was on June, because of course it was. I figured it was a good excuse just to do a fan art spread of their characters. The spread itself is very messy, but I think it was important for me to make a spread like that for art fight. My art recently has been very self-indulgent. I let bad sketches be bad and I move on from them. Definitely the shift in my current artwork can be blamed on June, because I adopted their mentality on working with your ADHD instead of against it. Going with every impulse, dropping things that aren't working, and not forcing yourself to refine everything within an artwork. All of these things have helped me personally build a much better relationship with my art. With all my attacks in previous years, I made nothing below the quality of a refined sketch, and even then I kind of hated those attacks because they seemed so lackluster in comparison to my other works. Making my first attack traditionally in my sketchbook just with markers I liked sketching with was a great way to set the tone for how I plan on doing my attacks moving forward. I wouldn't pressure myself to use digital art because I've kind of been hating it recently. I would allow myself to let things be rough or even ugly in my eyes, and most importantly, I would only do what I wanted to do. Because I allowed myself to be more relaxed, I ended up making more attacks this year than I had previously. This year, as of writing the script, I have made 13 attacks, making more than I had made in any year prior. I didn't post them day after day, I just made them when I was bored, felt like drawing, and didn't know what to draw. I feel like this freed myself from the shackles I had put myself in the past. I did plenty of attacks and even decided to film a draw with me video where I made a sketchbook spread mass attack. The video received very positive attention. I know it isn't on some large scale, but everyone was very kind to me in the comments section, resonating with points I made in the video, and in the attacks I received afterwards, many people mentioned that they had watched my video in the descriptions of their attacks. There was something really sweet about it, and it made me appreciate my small YouTube community even more. To me, it shows that I can make work that I like and have fun making, and others will see that passion and appreciate it. I think because I've been decentering perfectionism in my artwork, I get paranoid that people will see that I am a messy artist and assume that I am unskilled or lazy. The thing is that as soon as I stopped centering my work around what I thought other people would find good, I learned that people like when they can feel the enjoyment and passion from the artist in their work. This video where I'm talking and doing lower quality work has more positive feedback than anything else I think I've ever posted on the internet before. Or anything crazy, it was just that people were really connecting to what I was insane in a way that I hadn't experienced with anything else I posted online before. 2025 has been a big year of growth for me in a lot of ways already, but I've recently been doing things surrounding what I want to do. When I was a kid, I used to sing, dance, draw, make videos. For over a decade now, I have been in love with the YouTube platform and have looked up to many YouTubers. The reason I got into art in the first place was because of the art community on YouTube, and I wanted to be like them so bad. I used to be very restrictive about the art I allowed myself to indulge in because I was worried I was not going to be good enough and I would end up feeling embarrassed. Recently, I have allowed myself to indulge in singing, dancing, writing, and most importantly, video making again. At my homecoming dance in freshman year of high school, I did not dance because I felt like I wouldn't be good enough. Hey, you of the past, no one cares. Everyone was dancing. It's more embarrassing that you're in a dress that you fucking hate, standing still while your friends are bouncing around you, and you slowly realize that none of these people are your friends. It's not that deep. The most recent dance I went to, I wore a dress I actually liked and danced, and I didn't give a shit. I'm free. I'm free of the shackles I am solely responsible for. Anyways, back to Art Fight. This year's Art Fight felt like another example of how my art process has really changed to make me feel the best. I can make pieces at various levels of completion and base it all around my own interests. The only thing I really ever forced myself to do this year was revenges, which didn't affect me in a negative way at all. I like to revenge other people because in my head that feels like the point of the game. Art Fight markets itself as an art trading game, and it's important to me to trade with somebody who have drawn my own characters. I also like that this can push my comfort zone in healthy ways. All artists are very different. Our interests, what we have access to, and what we like to do in our character designs. For example, I don't really like drawing furries. Nothing wrong with them, it's just not something I want to draw. Sometimes I get attacked by a furry artist, and all of their characters are furries. I will make low-key really bad furry art of your characters if it comes down to it, and I appreciate the challenge it provides. There's also things with people's styles where you start to draw their characters and you go, okay, does this specific character have big ears, or does this artist just stylize their ears to be bigger? There's plenty of things like this that I really appreciate with Art Fight because they put my brain to work in ways I don't find frustrating. So, Art Fight's done. What do I do now? Well, if you're me, you're trying to finish your current sketchbook before you have to move out in a month, which shouldn't be too difficult, I believe, because I go through sketchbooks very fast. I started this sketchbook a month ago, and I'm well over halfway through, so I'm not worried at all. I've decided something Art Fight related I want to do in between actual Art Fight season is updating all my characters' sheets. I just made a video redesigning my OC Kate, and I've updated Reese and Chandler recently as well. Their current reference sheets are horribly outdated. My goal right now is to log into Art Fight each month and update at least one character sheet because the only ones that are entirely accurate right now are Finn, Poe, and Ayame. I think this would be beneficial to me because I get stuck not drawing characters because I don't feel like redesigning them. If I keep this goal, I'll actually be able to draw my characters more consistently. Again, if you saw my last video, I redesigned Kate, and since redesigning her, I have been drawing this little lady non-stop. I think if I finally got around to redesigning all my characters, I would, actually draw them frequently. It also definitely feels a little off to receive attacks of a character design that is 100% not accurate to the tweaks I have made recently. For example, I got this awesome attack of Chandler, I think within days of my most recent redesign of him, and looking at the attack, of course it was very cool, but it just wasn't Chandler anymore, and it would be cool to get attacks of their current designs by updating the reference sheets. I also just see this as a way to really work on my character design skills. I feel like I have a decent grip on what makes a character design good, balancing colors, shape language, silhouettes, etc. But when I try to put that knowledge to use, I still struggle and don't make my designs look great. Making myself create a final draft of a character design each month would be a great way to practice, and I plan on allowing myself to post updated designs that I know I'm going to continue to tweak even more if that helps me keep up with a monthly redesign update thing. Art Fight really reminds me of how creative and talented other artists are. I really like looking at beginner artists work on Art Fight and seeing their OCs. I had plenty of original characters in my early years, and I wish I had known what art fight was because I would have had a blast trading art at that time. Also, some of these beginner artist OCs are absolutely delightful. Please attack beginner artists. I also just wanted to give props to whoever is behind art fight, especially this year. I haven't seen anyone talking about this, but posting attacks and bookmarking characters has been so much faster this year. In years prior, it was absolutely a pain in my ass anytime I wanted to submit anything, and I'd have to reload and rewrite information, and this year it has been smooth sailing. I have a friend who is a software engineer, and getting a website just to simply work without a lot of problems is a much more difficult task than you might think. I just have noticed such huge improvements in comparison to last year's on art fight, and I felt like nobody was really noting how nice it was this year to just be able to post things. On top of all of that, I wanted to say that the art community surrounding art fight might just be the best community I've seen online, and I wanted to note how special that is. I assume my video about art fight would have the most art fight fans watching it, and the comments I have on that video are all genuinely very sweet and made me giggle and kick my feet. Everyone is very kind and respectful from my experience, and I think that just makes sense with the nature of the game. You're literally gifting people your art, and as long as you're not doing anything blatantly rude, I'm looking at the people who fully ignore descriptions and skin tones, it's pretty wholesome. If you didn't participate in art fight this year, I would be interested in hearing how it went for you, because my experience is very personal to me, and I'm sure there's a bunch of variety. I'm also curious about those who haven't done art fight before. What is it like to be an outsider looking in? Why are you watching this video? I mean, I appreciate it, but I'm just confused. If you want to see more of my art, I'd recommend following me on my Instagram and TikTok. I'm there on a weekly basis. If you want to see my Pinterest, anything I ever reference on Pinterest is saved to this board called Things I Actually Use. So if you ever wanted to see my references, there you go. I also have a character board, so if you ever did attack me on art fight and wanted to just kind of see what my character's general like fashion taste is, or like really wanted to play around with it, that gives you more of a full vibe of their character designs. Otherwise, I'm here on YouTube. I want to be as active on here as possible, which I'll soon be going through this transitional period here, so we'll see how consistent I actually can be. I hope you have enjoyed this shorter video from me, because a lot of my videos recently have been not that. Anyways, have a great rest of your day, and hopefully I'll see you again soon. Okay, bye-bye! Oh my goodness. Changed. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Oh my gosh. My stomach hurts from all the protein I had this. I had just gotten done with it. Oh my god. I've had someone I'm gonna kill myself. Tweak even more. Oh my gosh.